Today marks a major milestone. The Grand Canyon celebrates 100 years since its designation as a national park.
And we take a look at what makes this one of the most remarkable natural wonders in the world.
We're the second most visited national park. We get about 6.2 million visitors. We expect to get around a number like that this year, especially for the centennial. We're celebrating the park centennial throughout the year. The Grand Canyon itself is about 5 to 6 million years old, and that's when it first started to get carved by the Colorado River. And all that you see out there when you come to an overlook is erosion. So the Colorado River just made that first incision that allowed for erosion to start carving the Grand Canyon, and it's still carving it today. People have been in the Colorado Plateau area, in the Grand Canyon area, for thousands of years, and I think anyone could realize the amount of potential and the uniqueness of this landscape. It took 35 years for Grand Canyon to become a national park. But I think even before that, people understood that this was a very special place. You not only have this look into the Earth's crust, but you also have a very unique ecosystem. You can actually see 3 different ecosystems. As you continue down into the canyon, you get more of a desert ecosystem. The North Rim has more of an alpine ecosystem, and then a riparian ecosystem down by the river. The Grand Canyon has an elevation change from about 2,000 to 8,000 feet. So you can imagine the weather changes pretty dramatically between those ranges. If you start up at the North Rim, you'll have nice cool weather, and then as you can start to hike down into the canyon, the weather gets hotter. We usually say that the inner canyon is about 20 degrees hotter than the rim, so similar to the temperature that you would experience in Phoenix, Arizona. We want to make sure that visitors can come meet a ranger, come learn about Grand Canyon, and hopefully develop a connection so that in the next 100 years, we'll have a new generation of park stewards.
I'm still so amazed, like a river just carved all the way down for millions and millions of years. Anyway, the Grand Canyon has also played a major role in our pop culture. You remember seeing the stunning views of the national park in the movies such as Thelma and Louise and National Lampoon's Vacation.
So joining us now to talk about the centennial celebration is Emily Davis, ranger with Grand Canyon National Park. Emily, good morning to you. How are you kicking things off on this anniversary of the Grand Canyon National Park?
Yeah, good morning. It's a beautiful day here at Grand Canyon. The sun's about to come up in 20 minutes or so, and we can't wait to celebrate 100 years of Grand Canyon National Park with our visitors, our staff, and our community.
And how exactly are you doing that? Are you guys having different festivities, maybe, different areas open that aren't typically open? How are you guys celebrating?
So we'll start our festivities at 10 o'clock this morning at Grand Canyon Visitor Center with cultural demonstrations, performances from area school choirs. There'll be a first showing of a centennial documentary from Arizona PBS. And then at 1 o'clock, we'll have our formal ceremony with remarks from our park leadership, Grand Canyon Conservancy, and state and local leaders.
I imagine that attendance at the park is probably greater during the summer when the weather's better. When you get snow here during the winter, does it shut down part of the park?
So in the winter, the North Rim is shut down. It's under several feet of snow right now. On the South Rim, we have still about 1 foot of snow on the ground, but the roads are open, and it should be a beautiful day for anybody that's visiting the park.
So if this is someone's first visit, what should be on the must-see list?
Oh, the must-see list this time of year is really anything from the South Rim viewpoints. I highly recommend the views along Desert View Drive, like Lippin, Moran, and Desert Viewpoints. And then in Grand Canyon Village, coming into the El Tovar Hotel or Bright Angel Lodge and warming up with a cup of coffee or a cup of hot cocoa. It's a really great way to end the day.
I remember a glass bottom bridge or viewing area that was put in a few years ago. Are there any other new features being planned?
And so that's not part of Grand Canyon National Park. One of our partners, the Wallapai Tribe, operates that. But in Grand Canyon National Park, our new features are new programs and really getting people excited about the centennial and all the great things we have to offer.
Jen and I were just saying these national parks nowadays,
are getting crowded.
So crowded anymore. Are there little paths, that you can kind of go off and enjoy, so you can have that solitude to yourself?
Yeah, with it's a national park that's 1.2 million acres. There are plenty of places where you can find solitude. Even if you go to Mather Point, which is our busiest point in the park, you just walk a few yards down the trail, and you'll have the place to yourself. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and it's a world-class experience.
Excellent. Great tip. Thank you, Emily Davis, ranger at Grand Canyon National Park.
Yeah.
Now, recently, a woman was named a junior park ranger, and she is actually older than the park.
Yeah, meet Rosie Torfey. She is 103 years old. During her first visit in January, she was named a junior park ranger 34 years after her first visit to the Grand Canyon.
Oh my gosh, I love the story. Rose says she wanted to become a ranger because of her passion for land conservation. And she didn't just get handed her title, she actually attended a ranger-led program and completed her training to earn her South Rim Junior Ranger pin.
I love this. Now, Rose hopes to teach younger generations about protecting the canyon. Now, if her first visit was 34 years ago, she was what, in her 60s?
Right.
You know?
She's 103 now.
And she's 103 now. Or, oh, yeah, 70 at that point, right?
Fantastic.
There you go.
Never too late.